There's a new category of the sexual assault comedians who seem to be filling their calendars just fine. Nothing makes me angrier than looking at a fucking comedy club calendar. It's I'm a comedy club calendar that has more fucking men that have been accused of sexual assault, and granted, it's an accusation, but if they're still pending, maybe we don't want them on our stage. Can you give it a few fucking weeks? And there's not one woman, and you're like, ooh, that dude jerks off on ladies. Ooh, that dude fucks children. Ooh, you can just go through the calendar, and not one lady head, but a lot of goddamn sexual assaults.
Well, well, April and I, we have an honest conversation. Most of them are white guys.
Dudes, all fucking dude heads.
Yeah, and it's funny because, it's most of them are white guys because Tracy Morgan made an inappropriate joke and he had to go on an apology tour for an inappropriate joke because they thought that joke was offensive. But people who are actually accused of being inappropriate with children have an opportunity to go perform because we don't have a union and we don't have to regulate it, right?
Yeah.
And it's also male club owners. Like, my guess is any experience that I've had, and granted, there are a lot of clubs that book a lot of women and have diverse calendars, but there's some, and there's like one booker in particular that I'm thinking of. Like, Ida, how many times have I gone across the country taking screenshots of a major chain? And out of, 72 weeks, there were 2 women. One was a medium. And you're like, out of 7, you're like, one chick's speaking to the dead. So you only got one chick that's speaking to the living, telling jokes out of 72 weekends.
Well, I mean, you both know I've always been a champion for women in comedy. And I think the problem is sometimes what we see in these corporations is you have people making decisions without having different perspectives. Meaning, like, sometimes you'll see someone go, didn't they have one black person on their board that could have said, no, don't put this out? And I think in comedy historically has ostracized women. I'm sure you guys have heard it. I hear it all the time. Like, man, women just ain't funny. And I've been.
You still hear that? Do you really still hear that?
Oh my God. Listen, you want to go, listen, anytime any network posts a video of a woman in comedy, if you venture off into the comments, you will see all of the toxic males saying that women are not funny. This is funny. They just did it with Sam J the other day when Netflix posted it. It doesn't matter who the woman is.
And let me tell you this. I've had both of you guys on my show, Ruby Tuesdays at the Laugh Factory. And I've had people come up to me and go, wow, hey, man, I got to be honest, man. I don't really think women are funny, but she was funny. And I'm like, yeah, I'm only going to book funny people on the show, male or female. I don't do the tokenism thing. I wish sometimes, I have had shows, and Ida can tell you this, where I've had 3 women on one lineup and I don't call it ladies' night. It's just another fucking comedy show. So I wish sometimes that I had access to more women, and Ida added me into a group chat with a bunch of women where I was happy to be a part of that conversation and hear what a lot of you guys are going through, and just wishing I had access to more women to give a different point of view. You touched on it earlier, April. Everybody has the right to their own opinion, but at the same time, that's your opinion. So if somebody's not funny, I always go, hey, they're not funny to me, or they don't make me laugh. I still don't discount that they could still be great at what they do to somebody else. And I think people making the choice and the decision that audience members don't want to hear women, that's kind of what you're dealing with.
People also coming from a male perspective.
Exactly. That's the problem with the industry.
Counting. Yeah. To me, what's crazy about this is that half an audience is always women, if not more, because women typically are the social planners. Like, my husband's never been like, oh, we're going here tonight, I got a plan. That's never fucking happened. So men are just putting on their pants and kind of going where they're told. And women go out in lady packs. So you have half an audience. To me, it's such an egocentric way of looking at things, because you as a man don't find a female perspective funny. You're just counting that women have a different perspective. Like, maybe I don't find dude dicks funny. Like, dude dick jokes funny. I don't relate to it because I don't have a dick. But you
A
can't.
lot of people that are, the thing is also we have to remember is that a lot of the people in the comment sections on social media are part of the incel community. There are a bunch of involuntary celibate who are volatile and violent. They hate women, like the man in Florida who went to the yoga studio because he couldn't get any ass. And they kill people, and they're violent and they're volatile, and you see it in their comments. And so when you say this, people say, "Oh, the outrage culture." You guys are no, I don't belong to the outrage culture. When I think something's fucked up, I call it fucked up. I don't go around policing other people because I do fucked up shit and I say fucked up things because I'm not perfect. But when you see that it is part of a group of people, and if you look at the categories, you look at the comment sections on YouTube, you go to the Netflix comment section, if you go look at the profiles, it's usually somebody who fits that profile of somebody who's an incel, and that they hate women. They hate women. So they don't think you're funny. They don't think you're nice. They don't belong. They think you are here to be of service to them. Why don't you look at them? Why can't they get some ass? They're angry. So of course they're not going to think you're funny.
But I think that's a lot of like the male comedians that still say women aren't funny. It's like, one, they're mad because they can't fuck you and they can't follow you. So how about one of those fucking dudes point me in a direction and let's go to Tampa and let that motherfucker follow me, because it's not going to happen. Then we can watch the video of somebody eating dog shit. Like, I've had it with this. How is this still a fucking conversation?
Well, I think,
follow me.
I think it's always going to go back to they're insulated in this little world. And if you're not paying attention, like I try to look at myself as somebody who pays attention. And one thing that I've always noticed, one of my first mentors in the comedy business, rest in peace, Yvette Wilson, always showed me a women's perspective. And I've always seen how the dynamic of the audience would change. If you have dude, and then a woman comes up, it just changes the atmosphere of the room, and that's cool for comedy. Just like if you went to a show and it was like white guy, white guy, white guy, white guy, when the black comic comes up or the Latino comic comes up or the Asian comic comes up, it totally changed the dynamic of the room because they were not represented before. It was all one thing. So
but it's also the way they're introduced. I mean, have you ever heard, as a female comic, I can't tell you how many foolish introductions, like, we got something different. We got a lady. Like, they're bringing out a fucking,
I don't do that shit.
Who's gonna play the tambourine? Like, what do you
doing? When they introduce you as everything but funny.
Yeah. Oh, she's this next one. I've had comics at the Comedy Store say, I've jerked off to this next lady coming to the stage. Well, how do you think an audience is going to receive you if somebody just said they jerked off to you? They're in that mindset for the next 7 to 10 minutes until you take them out of that. Yeah. Why do I have to work a fucking uphill battle because fucking dipshit Jones with a mediocre set, that was his biggest laugh of the fucking evening, was bringing me up by saying he jerked off to me? Well, why don't you work on your act instead of your intros, motherfucker?